What wattage is the microwave? What wattage is the microwave?
Why do you need more wattage?
Really cook time.
Microwave. 2 minutes. 4.5 minutes.
It's the wattage power of the microwave.
Well, that should say right on the microwave. It should, anyways.
They don't want overcooked pizza.
Pizza. It's got a button for pizza. Maybe that's your best bet.
I think that's for preheating. I'm just going to set it for 2 minutes because it's better to have undercooked instead of overcooked.
Yeah.
If it's undercooked,
No, I like overcooked. I like it crispy.
If it's undercooked, you can just put it in the microwave for a longer amount of time.
Hey, what's up? JJ! What up, Julian Justice? Go Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs. It'd be nice to see them finally do it. Titans, though, man. The Titans, I'm telling you, look out. They're the sleeper. They are the underdog. They got shit to prove, man. Derrick Henry's a workhorse. He's bringing the running back to the NFL. Everyone's all focused on these running quarterbacks, and Derrick Henry's just ripping them off. Hello, Dreamosaurus. Hello, Michael. Hello, Billy Bob. Hello to the room. Well, it's official. Dreamosaurus, it's official. It is official. Our president, Mr. Trump himself, he's selling troops. Saudi Arabia just paid us, and we're sending troops there. He's selling troops. Our president is selling troops to another country to go do work for another country. Tell me that ain't fucked up.
It ain't fucked up.
That's the most fucked up shit you can do. Saudi Arabia is what I'm told. Selling troops to Saudi Arabia. Selling their services, basically. So risking them getting killed by terrorists over there in Saudi Arabia. Because all the hijackers from 9/11, they were all from Saudi Arabia. Every single one of them was from Saudi Arabia. You know, putting our troops there is putting them in harm's way. And they're selling them. Getting a profit and sending the troops over there to work for them and do whatever they need. And these troops are going to go fucking risk their lives for nothing. That's fucked up. I don't agree with that. The president lost a lot of leeway with me today. When I heard that, I'm like, I'm all for going to war. You want to go to war? Let's go to Iran. Let's fucking go to war. I'm all for that. But selling troops to fucking Saudi Arabia, that's not. Yeah, that's not right. That's not fucking right.
The pizza cutter. There's nothing like a
So
pizza.
Cabe to say go Chiefs and left. LOL. That was my kid, babe. He might be still here listening.
Well, where's the pizza cutter?
I have no idea.
You can't have pizza without a pizza cutter.
Huh?
You can't have proper pizza without a pizza cutter.
I don't even know if we have one.
We do.
Selling troops to Saudi Arabia. You believe that shit? They're going to be over there risking their lives for another country. Meantime, our government got a profit for it. I forgot what they got. Maybe oil? I think we sold them for oil, basically. We send the troops there in exchange. We're getting all this free oil, supposedly, or something. I don't know. Something along those lines.
You want to try it?
No, thank you. Something along those lines. How do you guys feel about that? Dreamosaurus, you're not an American citizen, Dreamosaurus, but you live close to America. So some of our bullshit might spill over on you guys, you know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts on that? On the U.S. selling troops to Saudi Arabia for fucking oil, basically. I think that's what it was. What's your opinion? Michael, what's your opinion on that? The Sun, what's your opinion if you're still here? B? B? BB. Yo, BB, that was a hot-ass UFO video the other day. Tic Tac looked like to me. That was a good video. Where was that? Flying over Corpus skies. That was a daytime sighting. Those are my favorite. You gotta love the daytime sightings because they're more credible during the day. Because you can actually see what the fuck it is. Over at night, it could be literally anything. But you can make out if it's a drone, during the day. Daytime sightings are the fucking best. I've seen several in my life. I've seen a lot more nighttime sightings, though, than I have daytime sightings. That's a fact. But, I had a couple of real good sightings daytime. My very first UFO sighting ever in life with my father when I was younger. That was a daytime sighting of one disc-shaped object. It was your pattern, typical UFO. This was back in 1985, 86, 87. Might even have been, no, it wasn't 88. I'm going to say it was 86, 87. And I seen one back in 2009 that blew me away. And if I would have had my phone this day, disclosure would have happened. If I would have had my phone this day, disclosure would have happened. But you guys ain't going to believe me when I tell you where the fuck I was when I seen him. And I wasn't the only one to see him. There were other people with me. I was incarcerated at the time. I was in jail. I was in the Erie County Correctional Facility doing a county year, they call it. 8, but you only got to do 8 months. But one day we're out in the rec yard, and it's blue sky for the most part, but then these white cumulus clouds started moving in everywhere. There was little patches of them everywhere. And I wasn't the first one to see it. And, I was looking in the sky a lot. But then I started, focusing on other stuff. It was actually one of the sheriff's deputies who noticed it first. He's like, holy shit, man, there's fucking UFOs up there. And we're like, yeah, right. Everyone's like, yeah, right, where? And then we all look up. Like, the whole courtyard looks up. And we all see this shit. We all see it. There's not one, there's not two, there's not three, but there's 4 perfectly, silver metallic disc-shaped objects. They weren't, that low, but they weren't that high either. You can make them out clear as day. And they were just hovering above the jail. And over the jail is a no-fly zone. You can't fly drones over the jail. You can't do none of that. That's against the law. You can get some serious shit. It wasn't drones. These things were big, okay? They were bigger than cars. And there was 4 of them. And I wish the hell I wasn't incarcerated and would have had my cell phone. But if I wasn't incarcerated, I would have never seen the fucking sighting to begin with. So I guess things happen for a reason, because that played a big part in me getting back into the sky and UFO. And because years ago when I was turning in, to an alcoholic years ago, I lost track of all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then after being incarcerated, waking up, you get back on track, and seeing something like that was just able to, get my attention. And, because I was starting to not really disbelieve, but just fading away from it all. And then it just came right so crystal clear again. They're here. I'm seeing them. I've seen them numerous times in my life. Daytime sightings are the best. And Billy Bob, you got a good one. True, personally, ever since Trump with those kids in jails, or what don't call jail, but I call jail. I never liked Trump. I know he's your president, but I just like him. That there was nobody. There was nobody else 2016 and again, no one else 2020. Yeah, I voted for him. He had my support. He did a lot of good things. You know, he brought a lot of jobs. He's raising minimum wage here in New York State. Keeps going up. He's doing positive stuff, but selling, you know, American citizens basically to another country with the risk of being shot and killed for some oil or whatever the hell it was, that's not a noble move, man. If that's the case, you go over there then and you be with them troops every day and you lead them into fucking where they gotta go on their missions. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a president go to the war field. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that no more. Like back in the day, Ulysses S. Grant, you know, people just fucking generals going to battle. You don't see that. You know what I'm saying? President always stays nice and safe and secure and snug as a bug. Mark, good afternoon. I hope you are well, brother. Mark, what's up? Captain America is the strongest country in the world. They can do anything they want. I agree with you there, Michael, but, you know, they're a little too cocky lately, and, you know, giving troops up to be, you know, perhaps shot and killed is for some oil or something like that. That's just not right. That's not right. It's one thing if we're in a war, you know, and we're going to war, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All I know is he lost a little bit of lackluster with me today. And I'll tell you what, man, if Jesse Ventura decides to throw his fucking hat in the ring, I'm voting for him. Because he wants everything exposed. Everything, including 9/11. And he knows it was an inside job. You know what I'm saying? And he was a governor and a wrestler, but he was a governor. So he has some experience in politics. It's not just a guy coming from the street. Like I heard The Rock wants to be president. You know, you didn't earn your stripes, dude. You didn't do any political shit, dude. You shouldn't even get to run. You're using your celebrity status to run for president. That's kind of manipulating people because, yeah, people are going to vote for you. You're the fucking Rock. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of manipulating people in a way. I mean, if you did it the honest way and started off small, maybe became the mayor somewhere, then the governor somewhere for a few years, then ran for president, that's an honorable thing. You'd get my vote. Jesse Ventura wasn't just a wrestler. You know, he was a governor of an entire state. And he wants to expose all the dark little secrets. And I'm sure he's going to want to dig into the UFOs. You know, he's already exposed the bunkers, the underground bunkers we got and everything else. I'll be right back. Good links. He's a draft dodger. Who is? Jesse Ventura's a draft dodger? When did he get drafted? In the Vietnam War? And he dodged it when he was young, when he was a teenager. Yeah. You know, I don't blame him. War's not for everybody. You know, especially when we're over fighting a war for no reason. We shouldn't even be over there. It's not our war to fight. But yet we're over there fighting the war anyways. You know, part of me doesn't like people who are draft dodgers because you should, you know, your country's calling on you. You should honor that. But at the same time, if we're fighting a war for no fucking reason at all, you know what I'm saying, it shouldn't be there, then I don't blame them. I don't blame them then. I really don't. You know, me, myself, I'd probably go to war. But it's easy to say that sitting here in my kitchen, you know what I'm saying? When faced with that situation, like if I was drafted, you know, I talk a big game, but, you know, it might smack you in the face and, you know, realization might set in, oh shit, I really got to go do this. And that's where you separate the men from the boys. And that's where you separate, you know, a warrior or a patriot from a, you know, wannabe or a... And I would definitely go. I tried to join the fucking military several different times. Failed the ASVABs. They got me tutors, everything. As soon as I got hit by a train and broke my leg, they called me damaged goods. They didn't want me no more. Finally passed the ASVAB. They didn't want me. Nope. Didn't want me. So I lucked out. Or I probably would have been over there during, let's see, it would have been, I would have joined probably in 99 or 2000. So, were we in any wars back then? 99, 2000, I can't remember. Were we going to war with Iraq or anybody back then? I know the Persian Gulf war was back in like the 1990. 91, 90, I remember that, because the Bills were playing in the Super Bowl during that thing. Trump dodged the war with foot spurs. Are you kidding me? Wow. Foot spurs? I got foot spurs too, shit. Give me a gun. Let me in. It wasn't our war, nobody else's war. Some religion, dumb religion's war, leave them to kill themselves and stay out of it. Yeah, exactly, Dreamosaurus. That's why I don't blame Jesse for dodging that war. I don't blame him. I really don't. Plus, he was talented. You know, he was a wrestler. He was starting to work his way up through the circuits and stuff. And who wants to have to go to a war when you're, you know, working up to celebrity status? Celebrities don't want to go to war. They like their, you know, posh, rich little life. You know what I'm saying? I would vote for Arnold if he ran. Arnold Schwarzenegger? I would. I would vote for Arnold just for the simple fact that he earned his time. You know what I'm saying? He moved up through politics, man. You know, he was a governor before he would run for president. And, you know, that's the honorable way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Not just use your celebrity status to run for president, because that's manipulating the vote. And if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson decided to run for president, he'd be manipulating the public into voting for him, because everyone's going to vote for the celebrity. The Rock, yeah, man, fucking yeah. No. You don't know this fucking dude. He was taking steroids for fucking decades. You know what I'm saying? He was a fucking wrestler with McMahon pumping steroids and shit. Pumping steroids, man. They all were back in the day. You know, and people who take steroids, man, they have chemical imbalances in their fucking head. You know, kind of like people who get too many concussions. They end up snapping and killing their family. Like the one wrestler, Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit. Same type of situation. Ended up fucking snapping, killing his family, and then killing himself. Roid rage. They called it roid rage. Did you see got attacked by a fan? Arnold still has it. Beat him up. I would vote for him. No, I didn't see that, babe. Yeah, I have a picture of one of the wrestlers that killed his kids. with my kids. He killed himself. After I forgot his name, though. I have a picture of one of the wrestlers that killed his kids with my kids. Huh? Killed his kids with my kids. He killed himself after I forgot his name. Chris Benoit. He's from Canada. His name was Chris Benoit. He was a wrestler in the WCW and the WWE, or WWF, WWE. He was popular. Chris Benoit was one of the most popular wrestlers there was, man. He's a Hall of Famer. He was from Canada. Alberta, I think, or something. I don't know where the hell he was from. I know he was from Canada. I'm almost positive on that. Yeah, Chris Benoit, that's his name. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. He had roid rage. So why would you vote for The Rock? You don't know what he might start hitting nuclear buttons. Guy hung himself with his weight, Jim. Who did? Chris Benoit? He killed his family first, though. I forget how he killed his family. Did he shoot him or something? The picture was taken in the airport only months before he killed his family. Really? Oh, it's a picture of him standing with your kids? Oh, you got to post that sometime. I want to see that. You could block out your kids. Put some tape over the picture or something. If you don't, want to show your kids. That'd be cool. I want to see a picture of Chris Benoit. Right before he slaughtered his family. You never know what anybody's capable of doing in today's day and age. There's some shiesty ass people out there. The world's full of them. Fucking full of them. All day, every day. All day, every day. I'll be right back. It's time to munch. Crunch and munch. You got a picture? You got a picture? First price, though. I got deja vu all of a sudden. I've held them before. Alright, go back to live feed. I had to get some cashews. I love cashews, man. Love them. Our two twins are hanging out for his arm. It was in Toronto. Star newspaper. Really? Yeah, he was here. He was in Buffalo not too long before he killed himself, like a week before he killed himself. Signing autographs at the Boulevard Mall. Rock. You know, Jesse Ventura's got some experience. And he wants to expose 9/11 and all them other things. So that's why I vote for him. Because all that shit needs to be exposed. You know, people need to go on trial for that shit. You know, there was some deceitful shit going on with all that shit. And he wants to expose all that. And I'm sure he would want to dig into UFOs too if he wants to go that far and expose the JFK thing. He wants to expose that too. We need the real answers to these things. That's why I'd vote for him. But he wouldn't be in office very long. Somebody would just take him out before he was able to expose. Because that's what they do. He would have been found hanging in his closet masturbating. That's what they would say. Just like that David Carradine, the Kung Fu guy. Just like fucking Epstein, for Christ's sakes. You know, they would just say he hung himself while beating off. He was a sick man. Everyone don't believe it. He should have, because he was the one pumping the steroids into them motherfuckers. They might have even took him out of the Hall of Fame because of that. And it was their fault. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, he didn't kill anyone else. He killed his own family. Whoa. Dropping cashews. The Define Truth channel. Some sort of group. Define Truth. These answers that should be found. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do on this channel, Dreamosaurus. I want answers to everything. 9/11, JFK, fucking UFOs, chemtrails, Planet X, is it real, is it not? I want answers to everything. I want to know how many planets are really in our solar system, how many of them are like Earth, how many of them are livable, blase, blase, blase. I want to know how long they've had bases on the moon, Mars, all that shit. Everything. But that will never, ever happen. They've dug themselves too deep a hole already. They can't turn back now. They must stay the course with lying to everybody. Now, in a lot of these cases, the presidents, you know, they don't even know what's going on. They're not briefed on these things, you know what I'm saying? They're not told about UFOs and things like that, you know, unless they go sticking their nose looking for this stuff. They don't get told about any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, plus, you got to be in office so many years or months before you could even, you know, get access to any of that stuff. Trump's already reached that, so he could get access if he wanted, but he's not going to. If he was going to, he would have. I seen an interview where they interviewed him about UFOs, and they asked him right to his face. You know, a lot of UFO sightings. A lot of people are seeing these UFOs everywhere. And Trump's like, well, what do you want to know? You want to know whether or not I believe in UFOs or whatever? And then what did he say? He said, not particularly. That's exactly what he said, not particularly. That's hard word for me to say. Not particularly. 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 Not particular. That's what he said when they asked him. And he had this smug look on his face. Not particularly. Do I believe in UFOs? Not particularly. That's exactly how he said it. Exactly. You know, Pence, when they announced the Space Force, the space program, when Pence was giving the speech and he said, you know, the United States will conquer the war in space just like we conquered wars here on Earth. What war in space is he talking about? Because last time I checked, if we were going to fight anybody from Earth, we'd fight them on the ground. We wouldn't fight them in space. So, he's got to be talking about someone else. Aliens, perhaps. You know, they can still always pull that alien card out of their back pocket, that false flag, fake invasion crap. We're being attacked by aliens. Oh no. Don't worry, our Space Force will get them, but I have to declare martial law. Well, something like that. Maybe. Maybe it's all gravy. No one in government's going to help. We got to do this privately and not on the side of telling them about it. Yes, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. You know, and you can't announce it either. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them know. You have to get together on the side and do it without anybody knowing. You know what I'm saying? Without anybody knowing. That's what you got to do. Yipper. Still a little hungry. Still a little hungry, man. Michael, you still here? How's the fires in Australia doing? They intensifying, or you guys finally starting to put some of them out? Inquiring minds must know here in America, because they don't tell us the truth. All we know is what we see on TV, and fucking 99% of that shit is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. On the real. I would go door to door for something serious in a group that was meant for change and world people of the lives. So would I. Any day of the week. Captain, it's even worse now. The brush fires. That's horrible, man. What a shame. What a shame, you know. And as the years go on, these fires are only going to intensify, and you know, the temperatures are only going to get hotter due to global warming. That's the cold hard facts. We broke a record the other day. Hottest fucking January 11th in history. Got up to 67 degrees. When normally we got temperatures that are like 13 for the high of the day, usually at that time in January. January and February are our two coldest months of the year. And we've been averaging around, you know, 40s and 50s. It hasn't even been cold enough to snow, you know, 60, 70% of the time. Right now the smoke haze is very bad. It's like fog everywhere. Yeah, I seen it on the videos, Michael. I seen a few helicopter videos also where they're flying around looking at the fires from above. And yeah, it doesn't look pretty. You know, I'd walk around. If it's like that where you live, man, I'd get some surgical masks or something. Walk around with some kind of, you know, respirator on, or you don't want to get all that smoke and soot into your lungs. If it's everywhere in the cities like that, you're definitely going to want to be wearing some kind of ventilation or respirator over your mouth. That's for sure. We've had fog and freezing rain for the last 3 days here and Ontario. Freezing rain, yeah, that's the worst. That cold November rain, it feels like. You know what I'm talking about, Dreamosaurus. Because, up here in the Northeast over here, you're part of that. In November, the end of November, we get these cold rains, man. They're fucking cold. And you really wish it would snow. I know when it's raining and it's like 33 degrees outside and it's raining, and though it's windy and just cold, you wish for snow. You're like, man, I wish this was snow. Because it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be sopping wet, freezing my ass off, getting hypothermia over here. If God doesn't help us, maybe the UFOs will. Yes, Michael, tell us what happened. Tell everybody in the room what you've seen. Going to be a crazy year. Yep, you got that right, Paul. Definitely. Tell everybody what you've seen on the news, Michael, about the UFOs or whatever. I guess some UFOs were seen over the brush fires, a bunch of them, like a mass sighting. We should have 6 inches on the ground. Phew. Tell me about it. A lot more than that. Here, anyways. That's their only hope. UFOs. They have helped with things in the past. I just provided proof of an actual UFO destroying the Chelyabinsk Russian meteorite / asteroid that struck over Russia and, damaged a lot of buildings and homes. Well, that thing would have killed a lot of people because if it would have hit, it would have went off of the force of like 11 nuclear bombs, and it would have done some damage. And UFO broke it up into smaller pieces right at the last second, and we got video evidence of that. So they have helped in the past. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of UFO sightings in Australia because that smoke can be seen from space. I'm sure of it. They can see that smoke from space, and when the UFOs are flying by Earth and they see that smoke, they go down. When they see a whole country or a whole continent on fire like that, you better believe UFOs are going to go down. They want to know what's going on. Like, what the hell are they doing to themselves down here? You know what I'm saying? They're definitely going to be wanting to investigate. That's for sure. They're definitely going to come down and investigate the brush fires. So there should be a lot of UFO sightings coming out of Australia, within the next few weeks and months. If these fires keep going, there should be a lot of UFO sightings coming out of Australia. A lot of them. Australia has always been a hot spot, though, of UFOs. Always. Even back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Australia was a hot spot, man. It really was. Australia was a big, big hot spot, y'all. Big, big. For sure. Something really funny about all these huge fires every 3 months somewhere in the world. You notice that? First it was the Amazon The rainforest was on fire. Then all of a sudden it was the fucking, half the state of California was damn near on fire. Now it's Australia's on fire. Then once they get a hold of Australia's fire, by then it's gonna be, spring going into summer. Then it's gonna be hot in the United States again, and fires are gonna break out here again. They're just gonna keep breaking out because the temperatures are continuing to rise. Temperatures are rising, guys. Global warming is a real deal. It's the real deal. Holyfield, y'all. Global warming is happening every single day. It's getting a little bit more worse. Proof is in the pudding. Man, I can't believe Trump, man, selling our troops to Saudi Arabia. That's nuts. And he had my vote up until that point. Now I'm not so sure. If we start hearing about troops losing their lives in Saudi Arabia, he might lose my vote. That's how serious of a matter it is. He might lose my vote. Lots of fires. BC got a fire last year too again. British Columbia, yeah, they're always getting them too, ain't they? Although it's pretty wet up there in the northwest. It's usually always real rainy up there, man. Real depressing and real rainy. Real depressing and real rainy. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me, cry me. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Boo hoo hoo. The big bad man. I think just what I think. If they can't spray enough in that area, they light fires. What do you mean by spray? Chemtrails? Chemtrails are being used to help stop global warming, believe it or not. They're actually doing it to try to help Earth, but all they really got to do is stop fossil fuels, and they wouldn't have to do that. But fact of the matter is, they're too greedy, so they chemtrail. And they're trying to stop a lot of that radiation and deadly rays from, getting into our atmosphere and getting trapped in, because then we start to heat up like a microwave. The chemtrails take those rays and bounce them right back into space because they got metals and different things in them. Now, they're not going to tell us they exist because, yes, people, will lose their life from cancer and other things because of these things. But they're looking at it as the world as a whole. If they got to lose a couple 100,000 people a year, so be it. They're looking at the world as a whole to try to stop, everything from heating up, but they can't. The only way to stop is to stop fossil fuels. Immediately, shut everything down. No more cars allowed to run on the road. No more factories pushing out any smoke. Nothing. And Earth would eventually repair itself. But, they're reaching the point of no return now. They're reaching the point of no return. Because they can't stop the inevitable. They can't stop the inevitable because it's prophesized as so. We're gonna burn. We're gonna fucking burn. We just are. There was the flood. There was the ice age. The opposite of both flood and ice age would be fire to me. And brimstone. Jesus might make his return, huh? Plus, Jesus promised he would never flood us again. We're gonna burn, and it says says in the Bible, we're gonna burn for our evil deeds. America. Ain't nobody tell me that, Paul. I didn't get that from anybody. That's not something I heard anybody else say. I'm the first one that I know of that said that. I came up with that on my own. I didn't hear that from anybody. That's my own theory on what's really going down. Hi, Red. Sorry I'm late. Busy day. Hey, that's alright, Sky Dancer. Better late than never. I'll still be on for at least another 25 minutes, probably. Maybe a little more. You are a special person in a special place. I know that. Planet Earth is a special place. And we fuck it up every single day. We pollute it. We destroy it. Just smoking these e-cigs and those cigarettes, we're helping. We're helping to destroy us. Fossil fuels will never stop. It's the money generator a government can have, or our government anyways, is gas and oil. That's where they make their most money. It's only second to, drugs, illegal drugs and pharmaceutical drugs, and third being war. But oil is their number one priority. It always has been. That's why we've went to wars. That's why we went to Iraq. That's why we invaded all these countries. For oil. For full control over, a lot of fucking oil. A lot of oil equals a lot of Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. That's all life is about. In their eyes. The elitists of the world, I'm talking. They will never stop fossil fuels. The fact they'll kill anybody who tries to come out with a blueprint that isn't a car ran on gas or oil. They make too much money off of it. And then we invade countries with poppy fields and we steal their heroin and then we smuggle it into our own country and we sell it to our own citizens. And then, or we write them prescriptions and get them hooked on these fucking heroin pills. And then we stop giving them to them. And then they got to run out on the street and buy heroin. And then we sell them our heroin, which we brought over from Afghanistan. It's all about money, man. Money makes the world go round. Money makes the world go round, y'all. It's the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. Money will make them same friends come back around, swearing that they were always down. Or so says Eminem. That's good coffee right there. Good stuff. Goes really good with coffee. It's a good smooth blend. Hi, Michael. Hi, Dreamer. Hi, Paul. Paulie bag of donuts. Paulie bag of walnuts. Yo, Paulie. Barbacano. Paul Barbacano. Barbacano. Paul Barbacano. Paul Barbacano. Paul Barbacano. You got to write, Captain. That's exactly it. What do you mean, Dreamosaurus, you got to write? Got to write what? Or you mean you got it right? You said you got to write. Like, what do I got to write? I think you mean to say you got it right. Am I right? I think I do, Dreamosaurus. I think my whole theory is dead on. I think that's the whole reason they do chemtrails. You know, they're prolonging the inevitable. They won't give up fossil fuels, so they need something to hold off while they make all this money. And chemtrails will work because, you know, yeah, we're going to have a lot more disasters here on Earth, but they'll be safe and they'll be rich. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. And that's all they will ever care about, y'all. Come back and holler at me in 50 years from now. It's going to be the same old story, same old song and dance. Because that's what it's going to be. Different regime, same bullshit. Money, 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 money. Money. Eddie Money. And we were shaking, snapping our fingers. Hush up in there. Okay here. You got it right. You got it right. I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. While they hide all the advancements men have made in the last couple 100 years that they've hidden in their dark places. Absolutely right, Dreamosaurus. Absolutely right. The UFOs they've built, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have a time machine by now because Hitler had one. The Glock, we got our hands on it. It crashed in Pennsylvania, and we were able to confiscate it and bring it to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Who knows where it went from there, but I'm sure they figured out exactly how that thing worked and defied space and time. I'm sure of it. You know, they got all kinds of technologies that we'll never know about. You know, lasers in space. You know, look at all these strange lights we're seeing now coming down from the heavens. Is that God with those lights? No. Hi, Scott.
I'm on that holiday. I'm sorry that you're being a little bit. We're not spending any
It's at Mom's.
No, it's not.
Where is it on?
Be right back.
Alright, buddy.
In here. This room. You look everybody. Don't touch my stuff. You can't sign the freaking TV.
It's not yours. It's Grandpa's. Vinny, where is it?
No, I wanted an apology for you being rude.
I want an apology. I'm sorry. Why? You good? This is the charger.
She's not that right, babe. Yeah, I'm
Well,
apologizing.
that ain't worse. She's left. Oh. I see Penny Bunny and the gang are all over on her live feed crying. He needs to grow up. No. Wah. Wah.
Vinny, I'm being serious. Where is it?
Somebody being a little baby, goo goo gaga.
Oh, okay.
If Steve's right, then I'll tell you, Jesus.
Goo goo gaga. I don't know what she's saying because I don't see that. Hold on. I don't see no Mark the Skywatcher on my thing. Oh, yeah, that's her. That's not the Mark from my room. Yeah, positive.
Vinny, I'm hard.
Yeah, it becomes beautiful. Eating it. Really?
A lot of crybabies on YouTube.
Yeah.
What car is this, Mark? That car was crazy. Yeah, that car was crazy, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
That car was fucking weird. I've been seeing a lot of weird new cars coming out lately. Supposedly that they're building. But we don't even need to have cars. Fact of the matter is, guys, UFOs are so easy to build. And I'm sure the government can make them cheap. Probably cheaper than making fucking cars. I'm being dead serious. Everyone could have their own little UFO in their driveway and we could fly to work and fly everywhere we need to go and get there in a split second. But they would never release that stuff. Absolutely not. Green Space Entity. Long time no see. What's up, my man? How you been? Been a while. Ain't seen you in a while. Can't stop eating these cashews. They're so good. Fucking cashews. Spartacus, what up? I've had a horrible migraine all day. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Those suck. Those suck. That's good stuff. Yeah, brother, get better soon, Spartan. Yeah, what he said, Spartan. We need you. It's about to get real ugly in the world. You know, we're on facing World War III, alien invasion. We're facing a lot of fucking things right now, and people ain't got nothing better to do than whine and cry about other people on YouTube. It's a sad world we live in. People need to figure out their priorities quick. We don't have very much time left, guys. It's time to put a preparation plan into play. If we're going to stand any chance of surviving, guys, we need to come together because strength would be in numbers during an apocalyptic situation. If you have a group of, if you have a big group of people, you're less likely to get attacked by other people for your water and your goods. But if it's just you and your family, there's going to be bands of people that will, rob from you. They will rape you and your whole fucking family. It's just going to be vigilante justice everywhere. It's going to be like the movie Mad Max. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a pretty place. And you're going to need numbers because your strength will be in your numbers. Yeah, you're going to need guns too, but you're going to need, a decent amount of people with guns. We should all have a meeting spot where we go and meet if an apocalyptic situation ever happens. We can separate the salt from the ocean to make drinkable water for everyone. Why don't we do? Yeah, you could definitely. You could. You could. I'm here by the Great Lakes, so I got a nice big water source right next to me. You can just go down and fill up buckets, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is boil the shit. It kills off any fucking germs or whatever the fuck's on it. Boil it and run it through a filtration system and boil it, and you're good to go. That's crisp, clean drinking water right there. It'll keep you going. I always wanted to know, because the St. Lawrence River is connected to Lake Ontario, and it connects Lake Ontario to the Atlantic Ocean. How come, the Great Lakes, like Lake Ontario, don't turn into saltwater from all the water coming upstream with the flooding? I always wondered that. Are the salt levels going up in our fresh lakes? Perhaps they could be. We can separate the salt from the ocean to make drinkable water. Yes, we can. High ground. Yep. You're going to want to get to high ground. For sure. In case any tsunamis or anything, you never know. You just want to be high ground at all times. In the mountains. I know a perfect spot. It's in Letchworth State Park. They call it the Grand Canyon of the East. It's right here in New York State. And it looks just like the Grand Canyon, man. It's fucking beautiful. And there's a cave there. Pretty decent sized cave, too. Could fit everybody in here and everybody's family in there. Plenty of food around. Deer. All kinds of animals. You got the river. Right down in the valley, the Genesee River. It's full of fish. Full of fishies. Sounds like the place. Oh, it's a pretty good place. There's a lot of good places to make shelter there. Captain, I'm sorry I need to go back to work. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow, God willing. Hey, that's my saying. God willing. See you tomorrow, Mike. God willing. You're right, God willing. Because you never know. God could take any one of us when we go to sleep. God could take me on the way to the store. Get hit by a semi-truck. You never know. And my net is working. It just keeps spinning. Yeah, I'm about to get going too, guys. I'm over the hour mark. Over the hour mark. Night all. Night shit talkers. Good night, everyone. Peace and love.